Hi everyone, and welcome back to Mercury Minded Tarot. My name is Chelsea, and for today's pick a card reading, I thought we would take a look at who your soulmate is. This is going to just go over a bunch of traits and attributes about one of the people you may have made a soul contract with in this lifetime. I want to throw it out there that I personally believe that we have more than one soulmate, or we can have more than one soulmate in a lifetime, and that they are not just romantic in nature. We can have friends who are soulmates, or even family members who are soulmates. So this reading is going to consider all different types of relationships, and you'll hopefully be getting some answers about who one of these people may be for you in this life. If you like tarot readings and pick-a-cards and astrology and other stuff like that, feel free to like or subscribe or comment down below something you'd like to see from me in the future. I will have all of the decks I used today in the description box below, along with my social medias and where and how you can contact me. For the groups, if you are someone that does not like having crystals or objects on top of the cards, stay put. You'll be getting the chance to pick soon. But for those of you that prefer having crystals or something on top of the cards to help you choose, fast forward to the timestamp I'll have listed somewhere, and I will have those groups laid out for you. All right, I'm so excited. Let's find out who one of your soulmates may be in this life. Okay then, so for those of you that don't like having anything on top of the cards, here are your groups for your soulmate, okay? We have group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. So go ahead now, do whatever you need to do, take a couple deep breaths, pause the video, allow yourself to be guided by your intuition, allow yourself to be drawn towards who may be represented here. Once you have decided on a pile, I will have all of the timestamps listed down in the description bar below so you can fast forward to your group. I will see you there. Okay, so for those of you that like to utilize crystals to help you pick your group, here I have with the banded amethyst, this is group 1. This banded agate is group 2. Group 3 is the raw citrine, and then group 4 is smoky quartz. So go ahead, do what you need to do to pick your pile. Pause the video, meditate, allow your intuition to guide you towards which pile may be representing one of your soulmates in this life. Once you've made your decision, I have all of the timestamps listed down in the description box below, so you can go ahead and fast forward to your group where I will meet you. All right, so if you are group 1 or you went with this banded amethyst crystal, let's look at what cards I picked for you. Remember, I'm going to try to be describing attributes and qualities of your possible soulmate in this life, and it can be a romantic person, a friendship, or even a family member. The first card we have to represent this person is the Emperor. This is a lot of masculine energy, but does not necessarily mean it's a man. Could possibly be an Aries or maybe even a Scorpio. With the Emperor here, we have it linked to Mars, to Aries, to the Sun even. So with this kind of card, I would expect someone like this to be a very good leader. Someone who's able to kind of keep cool under pressure. Definitely like disciplined or has a lot of motivation and focus. Some may even describe this personality as like a control freak, maybe. They definitely seem to prefer to be in charge. Since we have that association with Mars and the Sun, this person could be competitive or at least ambitious, whether that's in school, in their career. They like to be on top. They like to be the one calling the shots. They're likely to be very upfront and honest, probably a little more rational, and they know how to give off this energy, this air of confidence. Whether or not they're feeling very confident, they can definitely fake it till they make it. With a card like the Emperor, for some of you, this person may even be a bit older than you. I know in one of my past readings, I referred to this card as like the daddy card, and I stand by that here. Let's see what other cards I pulled. Okay, so interesting. Now we have the Knight of Cups here too. These two cards together, they give me like an entertainer type of vibe. Like This is someone who doesn't mind being the center of attention, doesn't mind having the spotlight. They may act bashful and like, oh, please, no, oh, stop. But like in reality, they're loving it. You know what I mean? They definitely know how to keep people entertained, keep people interested. It's like that person that always has the really interesting story, or just knows how to keep people like hanging on what they're saying, hanging on their words. Yeah, they're a good storyteller. They may have a little flair for drama. Like for some of you, this person may be known for maybe exaggerating a little bit or being like a drama king or a drama queen, but like it's in good fun, not in a negative way. As far as like possible zodiac sign with the Knight of Cups, I always go to Pisces first just because we have these little fish on his armor here in this picture, but it could be any water sign. This card also, group 1, this leads me to believe that for some of you, it's going to be a romantic connection. This person is someone you have a romantic interest in. Again, that may not apply to everybody. A soulmate can be any type of connection, any type of relationship, but for some of you, the Knight of Cups is a little bit more of a romantic card, so I could see this likely being a romantic interest of yours. Because they are very charming, and like this person may want to be your hero, they may want to be your knight in shining armor, you know what I mean? So that's interesting that we have this like very in charge, masculine, dominating energy, but they've got this like soft side to them as well that's a bit more romantic, a bit more emotional, probably more emotional than they'd like to lead on. And my final card, okay, interesting. I'm going to put it right here. This is the Moon. So group 1, when I see the Moon thrown in the mix here, this is definitely someone who's not interested in superficiality. They definitely value depth. They want to go deep with the people they're talking to. Like maybe some of these people might not be interested in chit chat or just general pleasantries. Like they want to know you at your core. This card can also mean that there is something that they are keeping secret or they prefer to keep hidden. It may just be that they have this kind of tougher exterior and they're just trying to hide this like really soft, sensitive inside. That may be what's being hidden or concealed here. But it could mean there's definitely something mysterious. They don't show all of their cards, if you know what I'm saying. They won't reveal their hand. What's the saying? Oh, they keep their cards close to their chest. That is what I'm trying to spit out here. For some of you, group 1, you may have this like telepathic or almost psychic connection with this person where it's almost like you're reading each other's minds or you say the same thing at the same exact time. There's like some underlying telepathic, like transcendent connection almost for some of you. This card confirms the more Pisces vibe I have here. Now, they may not be a Pisces sun, but they may have a heavy Pisces influence somewhere else or even 12th house influence, because I do still feel like there's fire in this person's chart somewhere as well. A final interpretation I want to throw out there for you guys with this combination here is that this person may be challenging to get close to at first. Like I mentioned, it may be hard to get to know the real them, the soft interior, but it can also mean that this is a relationship that is kept secret at first, or even one that you guys just aren't very super public about. Like if you start talking with this person, maybe you don't tell a whole lot of people, or you're not making it public on social media. This reads to me as someone who likes to keep their private life very private. There's still that friendly entertainer type of vibe that I get from these cards, but they value their privacy too. They don't put their whole life out there for everyone to see. All right, what other cards? Oh my God. Okay, here's my fire. There's Aries, and we have water. So again, that's crazy. Okay, so there could be Aries somewhere in this person's chart or in your synastry or composite charts, and definitely that emotional, psychic water connection that's here as well. They definitely have a water sign, or their chart is really concentrated in like the water houses. My other cards, this is the Pisces card, you guys. I can't make that up. Okay, I also have the 9th house and I have Jupiter. Jupiter helps with that entertainer vibe, you know, someone who has a good sense of humor, someone who's friendly, social, and with the 9th house being here, there's a couple things that I'd like to point out with this card. This could mean that this is someone that you meet while traveling abroad. You meet them in a foreign country, or that they are from someplace considered foreign to you. The ninth house is about like long distances and traveling, but it also rules over higher education. So this may be someone that you meet while at university, while at a college, while pursuing a higher education. Could mean that it's a fellow student or just someone you meet while you're in those years. You know what I mean? Because Jupiter is also a card about teaching. Jupiter is a teacher. I feel like this person's really smart. With the ninth house, with Jupiter, even the Pisces and water cards, it may not be like a traditional intelligence, you know what I mean? But they definitely have a unique way of looking at the world and a unique way of interpreting things. The other thing that I want to point out, since I do have the Knight of Cups, Pisces, water, for some of you, when you meet this person, it's going to feel like just like a whirlwind. I feel like it's going to happen so fast when you meet this person, and you're just going to know. Because I think things will progress or begin to progress very, very quickly. It's like a whirlwind romance, like getting swept off your feet. For those of you that this is, you know, referring to someone who maybe you're a friend with or is a family member, I do still feel like the connection is going to be very, very quick. You're going to become friends very fast. You're going to realize that maybe you're telling each other secrets already, or you just feel bonded to or just so close to them really quickly. My last card that I have here is interesting. Here's the Rescuer card. And that's kind of what I was saying about them wanting to be your hero, wanting to be your knight in shining armor. This person may be a bit old school, meaning, you know, maybe more chivalrous or like a real romantic at heart. Let me read the attributes of this card. It says, they provide strength and support to others in crisis. They act out of love with no expectation of reward. And I think that says it all. So that is what I have for you, Group 1. Remember, this person could be a romance, a friendship, a family member. I do feel it is a romance for a lot of you in this group, but I hope this is helpful for you on your journey. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me and taking the time to do this pick a card. I appreciate it, and I will see you next time. All right, hey Group 2, or if you are someone that went with this banded agate piece, let's look at the cards I have for you, see how they describe this potential soulmate connection. Keep in mind, this could be a romantic connection, a platonic one, or even one with a family member. But the very first card I have, Group 2, is the Queen of Swords. So right off the bat, this to me is representing someone who is highly, highly intelligent. I also would not be surprised if they had the air signs in their chart, or if they were an air sign, you know, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. There's definitely like a bluntness to this person. They really value honesty and like integrity. And because it's a queen and not like a page or a knight, I would expect this person to have some maturity. Because another thing about the Queen of Swords, it usually represents someone who has really been through some hard times. Like, they've seen some shit, okay? Pardon my French, but they have really gone through those darker, hard times, and it kind of means they're more experienced, they're not naive, and they know how to handle themselves. They can also be kind of protective of loved ones or family members, or just very no nonsense in general. Some people, Group 1, to some people, they may come off as like a snob, or that they're superior. They may come off as if they think they're smarter than everyone else, but truly that may be the case. This is someone who is so freaking smart, Group 2. Other traits of the Queen of Swords, I would say this person is probably very professional, but because they are so smart, they're also like very witty. They're good with their words. You know, Queen of Swords, they're sharp. Her words can cut sometimes. But they may have some like perfectionist tendencies, and they definitely pride themselves on being independent. They give off this kind of classier, elegant vibe. You know, you can just tell this person knows how to carry themselves. But let's see, I'm going off a lot on one card. Let's see the other cards I have. Okay, so this warms this person up a bit. We have the Sun, so now we have a little bit of a Leo influence coming in here. This, because I mean, you see how kind of dreary and dark the Queen of Swords, like that card is, compared to the Sun. So this brightens their outlook up a little bit. This may mean that this person, yes, they're serious, yes, they've been through some things, but they still have an optimism. It's positive, but I feel like they also keep it very realistic. This also reads as someone who's steady, who's constant, like they're dependable. And with this Leo influence, with this card, the Sun, this tells me that this may also be someone that you met as a child, or met in your childhood. Let's see if I can help that at all. All right, so now I have the Nine of Swords, so we're back on the swords. We're back to the swords. We have the Sun kind of warming us up a little bit, but Nine of Swords, this isn't a very positive imagery either. This combination here, this is like a textbook overthinker, and they may take things personally. They're very hard on themselves. Group 2, I want to throw this out there as well. You may not know, depending on if you know who this person is yet or not, but this person, I feel, you know how I said they went through some hard times, some dark stuff? They may carry those memories or that pain, that guilt, regret, whatever it is that resulted from that past. I feel like they may carry that with them. And for some, it may have really helped shape who they are. Oh, that is so sad, but they're obviously a better person now for it, you know. They came out strong, but for some, they still really have a memory of what they went through. So continuing on, sorry, Group 2, this may be someone whose face doesn't reveal much. You know, like they have a good poker face. They don't express their emotions very easily. It's like they may be wearing a mask of sorts, and, you know, they rarely let on what's really going on inside their heads. So they may be hard to read. You may not be able to really tell how they're feeling about you or about anything, honestly. So that is what I see from these cards, Group 2. Let's see what else I have. Okay, so I have Uranus, which Aquarius, right? When I said air sign, it's very possible that this is an Aquarius. And I also have fire, so with the Sun. So that could mean that there's some fire in this person's chart, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And we got Aquarius heavily represented now too. This card, well, actually both of these cards together, Group 2, this may be someone who's had a lot of ups and downs, or maybe their life has always kind of been like a roller coaster or a little unstable. It could also mean that this is someone who had a chaotic upbringing, or they've just seemed to move a lot. They were never in one spot for too long, you know, physically with their body, but also as far as like their house or their residence. They may literally be moving from one place to another and haven't really been able to settle down or stay put for too long. My other astrology cards I have, I mean, crazy. There's Leo. And I also have the 4th house, I'll put that there, and Pluto. So a lot of changes, a lot of transformations. They keep getting tested and they're getting made stronger with each ordeal that they overcome. But they do seem to be constantly going through it. Leo, I kind of already explained. They're definitely a leader. They have some confidence, and it definitely adds a bit of warmth and a brightness to some of these drearier cards. Not that they're negative necessarily, just that Leo makes things a little more upbeat. And with the 4th house, this could be a family member for some of you, but this also coincides with what I was saying as far as this soulmate of yours being someone that you've known since childhood or that you met as a child, because the 4th house is talking about our home, our family, our roots, where we come from. So it could even be someone that's from like your hometown where you grew up, if they're not, you know, directly your family or like a childhood friend. The last card I have, Group 2, is, this is so crazy, is Shapeshifter. So I'll just read it actually. Shapeshifter, they have a skill at navigating through different levels of consciousness, ability to see the potential in everything. So again, like Leo gives more of that positivity. They're still very real, but they do try to be optimistic despite a lot of what they've been through. And when I see Shapeshifter, I think of Pluto and transformations and metamorphoses and being able to shift things around so you can succeed, so you can deal with whatever it is you're going through. So this person, group 2, so smart. They've been through a lot, but it's made them wise, it's made them mature. But they've got this fun, this spark, this spunk from the sun, from fire, from Leo. So they're not all doom and gloom by any means. But that is what I am seeing for you guys here in your potential soulmate. I hope that this message is helpful for you on your journey. I appreciate you guys hanging out with me. And as always, I will see you next time. All right, group 3, or if you or someone that went with this citrine piece, let's take a look at what your soulmate may be like. So the very first card I have here, wow, what a start, is the Wheel of Fortune. So this card has associations with Jupiter, and that in turn may mean that this person has Sagittarius or Pisces influence in their chart. It may or may not be their sun sign or just a different planet. But this tells me that for some of you, this person may have a big personality or just like a big presence. You know, you really notice them when you're in a room with them. They just seem to stand out. And it's interesting because it's like people may feel drawn to this person. They may have a magnetic type of personality, but that doesn't mean that they're easily understood. Do you know what I mean? Like there's something about them that's eye-catching, but they have this aura of mystery about them still. Group 3, this person may be someone who really appreciates nature. They're an outdoorsy type of individual. They may like things like camping or road tripping, activities of that kind of nature. Because we have the Jupiter influence, I wouldn't be surprised, group 3, if this person had a great sense of humor or they're able to make any mood or situation a little bit lighter. I also feel that they're probably pretty good with children or animals. This may be someone who always says they prefer the company of their pet rather than going out with others. As far as intelligence goes, I think they're probably very smart, but I feel like they have a particular interest in like history or politics or like anthropology, other cultures, even philosophy, because they're more of like a big picture thinker, or they take a more broad perspective of things. I also feel like group 3 that for some of you, this person may be who others consider lucky, like things always seem to work out in their favor. You know, the wheel is circular, so you'll have up and down moments, but it seems like whenever they're down, maybe they're not down for long, or they get this crazy out of nowhere solution to their problems, and so it just seems like they're more lucky. This card, you guys, tells me that they're personable, they're likable, they probably dream of traveling or going around and seeing the world, because they definitely like to keep themselves busy as well. This is someone who probably doesn't like to be idle for too long. It just seems like they've always got something else planned, you know? So I went on way too long for just one card. Let me see what else we have here. Oh wow, okay. We have the star. So here's a little bit of an Aquarian influence coming in with the star. These two together, you guys, your soulmate may have something that really makes them stand out, like a talent, a skill, something they're known for. For some of you, this person may even have like a bit of fame or recognition. I don't know if it's, you know, they're famous at their job, or maybe they're famous on social media, or maybe they're famous in whatever like communities they're involved in. You know what I mean? Something about them has gotten them recognition. They stand out. The star says that this person definitely has like some level of fame. Because these two cards are together, they may also be seen as perfect. Whether or not they are, it's just that these cards together tell me, group 3, that this person is like seen through a very favorable lens. People see them as perfect. People see them as good. And I feel like they are. I'm not trying to say they're not. I feel like this person has really been through hard times and they came out stronger. And they also have this vision of like idealism. They're idealists and maybe even like humanitarians. Group 3, another tarot card I have is going to be the 5 of Pentacles. So kind of what I was saying, like they've been through a hard time. They've been through some shit and now they're kind of idealistic. It's very possible, group 3, that this person maybe grew up poor or less fortunate. They may have even had like possible health issues growing up. And what's interesting, group 3, is that for some of you, this person may have a negative self-image. Even if everyone else is seeing them as perfect, this person may consider themselves unpopular, or they may feel like an outsider. Something that I'm getting from these cards, group 3, is that for some of you, this person may be prone to self-sabotage, which I know I mentioned Pisces earlier because of the Wheel of Fortune, and that's a very Piscean 12th house thing, you know, is self-sabotage, self-undoing. So let me see what my other cards have to say. Oh my gosh. Okay, well, Pisces, who's surprised? And we also have Venus. So it may be literal for some of you. This person may have a Pisces Venus, or they may be someone who just embodies these archetypes. So, you know, on the more negative end of the spectrum, we have the self-sabotage, self-undoing, but we also have this almost message of like divine love. Sorry, getting real spiritual, getting real into it. But with these cards, I feel like you're gonna find this person so attractive, or you guys are gonna be so physically attracted to one another if this is a romantic connection. If it's a platonic or like a family member connection, it may still be someone that you admire. You may still find them very attractive, very beautiful. You admire that about them. Maybe there's someone who's considered to have like really good taste. People may even tend to copy them, or they could be considered like a trendsetter. Let's see what others I have. Okay, interesting. Here's Aquarius again with the star. How fun. I also have Uranus, and I'll put this over here, the 11th house, which right off the bat, that is so interesting to me because Uranus is a co-ruler of Aquarius, and Aquarius is associated with the 11th house. So these 3 cards go together so crazy. This would tell me, group 3, that this person may be someone who's a friend of a friend. You may meet them through your friend group. You may meet them like through your network, through your associations, who you know. It may also feel like just a chance or crazy encounter. With Uranus here, there's like this unpredictability or unexpected quality to this person, or even in the way you meet. It might be very strange or very unique. It might be one of those things where you think later like, wow, all of these steps had to line up in order for this to happen. That's crazy. Like, this never would have happened on any regular day. These cards also tell me, group 3, I think I mentioned them being smart or intelligent, and that just kind of confirms it for me. But with Aquarius and Uranus here especially, it's like some might even think they're a genius in their field, whatever that field may be, whatever career path they're on or education journey they're taking. They may be considered by some as a genius or eccentric, or even just like a little bit out there, a little strange, a little weird. They definitely stand out. And my final card, okay, interesting. Okay, we have Student as the final card for you guys, group 3. This tells me it could literally be a student, like you guys are going to school together, you met in school, you are going to meet them in school. It could also mean that this is just someone who likes to learn. Like I said, they're always wanting to keep busy. They're not someone who likes to stay still. So they may be constantly trying to read up on a new topic or teach themselves something new. They're very active in their minds. Let me actually read, just mess it all up. Let me read what this says. Humility and devotion to knowledge, openness to lifelong learning. So that is what I am seeing here, you guys. That is what I am picking up as qualities and attributes of your potential soulmate in this life. I hope that this video is able to help you in some way on your journey. I appreciate you guys taking the time to hang out with me and watching this video. And as always, I will see you next time. All right, last but never least, group 4, how are you? I have your smoky quartz piece here for those of you that selected it. Let's go over some of the traits and qualities of who your soulmate may be. My very first card, okay, we're coming out strong with the Tower. So with this card representing your soulmate, group 4, right off the bat we have a Mars influence. So They may have a heavy Mars presence in their natal chart, or there may be a lot of Mars synastry or connections between the two of you. It may also mean that this person has the signs of Aries, Scorpio, or possibly even Capricorn. So this person, for some of you, is someone who is very driven, very purposeful. I feel like they're very good with their words. They know how to like rile people up or get them excited. They are also unafraid to shake things up. They're not afraid to kind of go against the status quo. They may even be considered like the black sheep of their family or their friend groups, depending on if this is someone who likes to rock the boat sometimes. Group 4, it's almost like for some of you, this person may seem like someone who always has drama follow them around, whether they caused it or not. It's like there's always something going on with this person, but I feel like typically they know how to like solve those problems. Like they're very smart and like solution oriented. Let's see what else. Okay, so my next card, group 4, is the High Priestess. With her here, it gives this person like an air of mystery about them. Like maybe they had a rough exterior, like these jagged cliffs in this card show. And it's just to kind of cover how sensitive they actually are on the inside. This person definitely comes across as intelligent. I feel like they have a lot of real world experience, but they're also very much guided by their intuition, whether they are aware of that or acknowledge that or not. They are someone who's very intuitive and may seem to just know things. I also feel, group 4, that this is someone who likes to have all of the information. It's also very possible that this is someone that others tell their secrets to. For whatever reason, they may have like the inside scoop on seemingly everyone's lives because people confide in them, or they're just a magnet for like secrets, a magnet for information. It may seem like they're just winging it sometimes. It may seem like they don't have a plan, but I do feel like everything is very calculated to them. There's more definitely going on behind the scenes. Let's look at my final tarot card for your soulmate, group 4. We have the King of Pentacles. So throwing him in the mix, we definitely have some earthiness in this person's chart. I think I mentioned Capricorn before. We could also possibly have some Virgo or Taurus present. This card to me adds some organization to this person. They may be quite a planner. Even if it doesn't necessarily seem that way to you or to anyone looking in on the situation, they might think that this person, for some of you, is, you know, maybe a bit chaotic or just wings everything. But to me, with the King of Pentacles here, it's like an organized mess, or there's a method to the madness, so to speak. They may seem chaotic, but there is that side to them that is calculated, that is organized and planning. Something else I get from the three of these being together is that this person may be like a boss. They may be a supervisor. They may be in some sort of leadership role. Even if they are a student, if you're a student, this could be someone who's maybe top of the class or just generally seems to have this leadership quality. They may be like the head of a group or the head of a club. They like to be in charge. They prefer to be the one calling the shots. This also reads to me as this person being, for some of you, financially secure. That may come later in life. You know, with the Tower here, they may have ups and downs within their life, within their finances. This could be someone who's not afraid to take risks, and sometimes it pays off and sometimes it doesn't. But in the end, you know, the King has a firm grip on this pentacle here. He has a firm grip on his finances. And I definitely think that this personality prefers quality over quantity. So maybe they have aspirations of having a really nice house, you know, getting their dream car. They may have financial or material goals like that they're striving towards. This person, group 4, I also feel to be very observant. They may excel at reading people, although I'll add that because we have this earthiness here, they may have a fondness for nature and animals. They may prefer to be outside or to be with plants or animals more than they like being around people. And my final thing, I say final, I might see more, but the final thing I'm getting right now is that with the imagery here, and even with the High Priestess, both of these are very mature adults on the card. And so this could be someone, if it's a family soulmate, if it's a family connection, it could be someone like your grandfather or even your grandmother. Or it could be, if it's a romantic type of connection, this may be your spouse, this may be your partner, because there is this maturity to these cards here that makes me think that if you haven't met this soulmate yet, if you don't know who they are just now, this may be someone that you meet once you're a little bit older. So that's what I'm seeing with these 3 cards. Let's go ahead and look at what else I have. So we have the Sun here, and we have Mercury. The first message I received looking at these 2 together is that your soulmate group 4, they're upfront and honest about who they are. If the Sun is our identity and ego and sense of self, and Mercury is how we communicate, you know, once you get into their head, you realize that they're not like hiding anything about who they are. I know I mentioned they may have walls of this rougher exterior, but they're never going to make choices or decisions that go against who they are, if that makes sense, group 4. I think I mentioned good with words at the very beginning too, and with Mercury here, they're smart, they're quick on their feet, they're quick-witted. For some of you, this person may be really interested in like their health and wellness. They may be someone who goes to the gym a lot or follows a workout routine or follows a particular diet or like lifestyle. That's something that came to me right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at my 3 other astrology cards. So there's Capricorn. Wow. Okay, there we have Capricorn. I also have the 6th house and Mars. So Mars is definitely present. You may have like very important synastry contacts with this person, group 4, that involve Mars, Mercury, or the Sun. It's even possible with the 6th house being here that this is someone you work with or that you work for. This could be like work as in your profession, your career. It could even be, you know, if you're someone who's in school right now, maybe you're assigned to a project together. They're your peer, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. Capricorn, much like the King of Pentacles, we know that this person is probably going to be very goal-oriented. They feel purposeful, like they have a path. They may be really self-assured with the Sun here of what they're meant to be doing or what they want to do. Of course, with the Tower present, that may change from time to time. It may be, okay, I need to do this, and they try and try and try, and if it doesn't work out, okay, we can switch gears. They're adaptable because we have Mercury here, so they're going to switch. Okay, maybe this is my path now, and no matter what it is, they really give everything they go after, they give it their all. Let's see, my final card I have for you guys is Pioneer. Actually, let me just read what it says on top. It says, they have a passion for doing and creating what has not been done before. And you know what? I can see that. If this does, for some of you, turn out to be someone who is a boss or like an owner of their own company, whatever it is, because they are so different, kind of that black sheep type of energy I mentioned before, they're not afraid to be different. They're not afraid to stand out. They're not afraid to be literally a pioneer in whatever industry they're in. They have this grounded earthiness to them, the drive from Mars and Sun, but also the help of their own intuition that's guiding them. So it's kind of like they've got help from all different angles and aspects. This is someone who reads as not very easily understood, may feel like an outcast or that, you know, things are always tumultuous in their lives, but they have this drive, they have this passion, whatever it is that has their heart, what they're passionate about, they really put their all into it. They give it everything they have. This is definitely an exciting person, and that is all that I have for you, Group 4. So I hope this reading was able to help you or give you some insight. I appreciate you hanging out with me, and I will catch you next time. Group 3 is the raw citrus. I'm sorry if you guys can hear the birds, but I have the windows open because I'm burning incense, and they are really chatty today. Almost called it citrus again.